What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about drawing your daily, weekly, and monthly support and resistance levels. Okay, for this we'll turn off the EMAs and we will go step by step. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let me get rid of these lines for you. So for daily, weekly, and monthly support and resistance, this is how we go about setting up the chart. These levels are for the added confluence, for the entries, and to see market maker exploitation of retail traders, okay, and the pin above, close below, all the things we'll talk about in other videos. All right, so your first step is this. You want to do the higher time frame first. You go to the monthly. So hit 1M on your chart. You go to the monthly chart. Okay, monthly time frame chart. Let me get rid of this stuff as well. Okay, had a couple other demonstrations doing on this chart. I'm using a fresh chart for this. Okay, so we go to the monthly time frame. All right, so what are we looking for? We're looking for points with the same open and close where markets pivot in the opposite direction. So what you do is you turn on your magnet tool. You're going to go to the horizontal line tool, and you are going to mark these pivots. See, price comes up, closes, opens, and pivots. Okay, so boom, you go there. What do you want to do next? You go into your settings, however you want to make the line. So for me, I use the letter M, and then I go and I make the line red. Okay, and then you go to template, save as, whatever you can identify, monthly SR, MSR, okay? And then once you do that, you hit OK. What does that do? That provides you with a template. So now when you go back into your line tool, look for your next pivot, which is down here, same open close, pivot back up to the upside. You click your line, and then you go into here, which is your templates. You can see I have a ton of them, all right, for all my different lines. And then you go down to the template, monthly SR, you hit it, and then it brings up that template for you, the color of the line you want, and whatever text you want on that line. Okay, so that's the most recent ones. You could also mark ones back here, however you want. But for demonstration purposes, we'll do the recent price action. Okay, that's the monthly. Then you go down to the 1 weekly, 1W. Go to the weekly time frame. Okay, when you have levels that are extremely close or the same, you want to use the higher time frame levels. Okay, so we pull out our tool. Let's start looking for pivot points. Okay, we'll do the most recent ones first. Here's a pivot right here. Okay, you hit that. You do the same thing, guys. You go into your text. You hit your W, whatever you want it to say. You go to style. Mine, I make orange. Okay, and then you click it. All right, then you go to templates. Save as weekly SR. Okay, and then when you go back in your templates, all right, like I have for here, you go on down, weekly SR. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry. Go down, mine is WSR, I believe. All right, so let's get rid of that one. Okay, it's WSR on mine, guys, sorry. That was another instructional thing. WSR, there's my weekly support and resistance. We start looking for more pivots. Here's one here. Price comes down, open, close, pivot. Go back to your templates. All right, slide down, WSR. Okay, we got another one down here. Now the lines look close together because we're on a high time frame chart, right? When we drop down to the lower time frames that we use, they are not that close together. Okay, so you got your pivots there. All right, then you go down to the daily, 1D. Okay, you can see the chart, the lines are starting to be further apart. Okay, you go into your line tools. Here's your pivot. Okay, then you make your template, and when you go in, mine's DSR again, you can just hit your level, DSR. Okay, where's another pivot? Right here. Okay, you can see price had the pivot here, respected it, continuation to the upside, DSR. All right, the most recent one we had is here. Okay, daily support and resistance level, price pinned above that on today's daily open. All right, and you start marking your pivots, like I said. Okay, you'll see how close they are or aren't together when you go, like I said, to the lower time frames. Here's a major pivot here. Okay, and that's all you do. That's all you have to do. And then when you go down to your lower time frames, okay, and expand your chart accordingly, all right, you can start to see the pattern, okay? You can start to see the support and resistance levels unfold, okay? Again, we're missing a couple of lines just because I didn't want to have it overcomplicated for you guys, but you can see how price respects the levels. Comes up to the monthly, breaks up, next level is the daily, all right? If you look at my Ethereum chart, all right, very cluttered. Actually, it's on here. Okay, if you look at my Ethereum chart, a little bit cluttered with levels. However, if we turn off MTF levels, you will see the trend, okay? Again, there's a lot of lines, but as you can see, when you go into the charts, all right, what do you see? Every single line gets respect. Okay, now we're not trading off these levels alone. When price is coming up, we're not just saying, oh, there's a daily, I'm shorting, or it broke the daily, I'm longing, or you know what I mean? We're not just using that. We're using it as added confluence. Okay, so when we see price is coming up to the daily, right? And the retrace back up is the daily and the reverse scope. We're also extended above the 50 EMA with previous green to recover. We start to add in those levels. Okay, that's where we start to add in the confluences of these levels. Okay, and we also look for the pins through and close above, because what do we know about that? We understand the intention. They do that with the levels, they do that with the fibs, and they do that with the high and low of the day. And the intention is what? To trigger the breakout traders, trap more shorts to the downside on the pin below, close above, trap more shorts to the downside, and take out the stop losses. Okay, same thing here. Pin above, close below. There's the previous high. Okay, so that's how you draw the daily, weekly, and monthly support and resistance levels. Once again, we will just go over really quickly your templates once again. Okay, so recap, you go to the monthly chart. You mark your monthly pivot points. Okay, BTC month. Okay, you go to your monthly and you mark your pivots. Expand the chart for you guys. All right, you go to your monthly, mark your pivots. Where price comes up, you get the same open close, and it reverses in the opposite direction. Monthly, monthly. Okay, then you go to your weekly. Okay, do the same thing. You can see like here, there's a monthly, and the weekly is just below. So we leave the monthly because it's more significant. Okay, higher time frame. You got the weekly here, clear pivot levels. Okay, down here. Clear pivot levels. Again, you do the daily. And how do you make the templates once you draw the line? Just go into the settings here. You can customize the line any color you want for the line, for the thickness, for whatever color you want the letter here, if you want it to say the full word. Okay, and that's how you draw your daily, weekly, and monthly support and resistance levels.